Hey everybody, Dogbird here with Ghost Spider and the other two web warriors inside of raids right now. As you can see, I have my Ghost Spider up here. She is a 4 yellow, 4 red effectively. As you can see from my last video, I now have a 7 red star Ghost Spider. This happened because I opened up some, just a few basic red star orbs just to try to get enough Elite 4s for another Elite 4 orb for future characters. I figured why not. Maybe I can get a 5 out of it, and lo and behold, my first ever 7 red star pull out of a regular basic orbs was a 7 red star Ghost Spider. So very happy about that. Maybe in a year or two, then she becomes farmable, I'll actually be able to get and fill those 7 red stars out. And on to what I have here. I do have blue level 3 ISO skirmisher. Raider on her. Sorry. Get that confused for some odd reason. Still level 75, still gear 14. I haven't put anything into her after the initial push. As some other characters to work on. This is kind of a background for, working on right now, at least until another week or so. Then I'll be working on them even more, especially once hopefully we get the Scarlet Spider and Spider Punk somewhat soon. So the T4s I have on her, I do have her basic so that you get the more damage. And if Miles is an ally and they have slow, you get to apply blind. I do not have the T4 on the special. That gives you an extra chaining, so you're guaranteed at least 4, but possibly 5. Whereas normally you only have 3 to 4, so it's kind of iffy on that one. It's only 20% damage also. This is the big one, the web snare one. This one's pretty big. The 50% damage to all targets. The more targets, the more this is doing. This is great in Cross and Dark Dimensions and even in raids. And of course, the ability to spread all negative effects except for stun, ability block, or trauma. And last but not least, the passive, getting 10% more dodge and 100% more damage whenever somebody gets attacked. A web warrior ally gets attacked is great. This will be even better with the full team. The other characters I have, the Web Warriors. Here's my OG Spider-Man. He's still level 75, gear 14, with the only T4 being this very necessary, probably the first T4 you need for the entire team to get the extra speed bar going when they dodge, which is quite often because they get themselves evades. He is blue level 2 Skirmisher. I do like Skirmisher on him. It helps him, land those stuns, get more defense downs in there. And just also allows them to remove buffs when somebody has vulnerable. And here's my Miles. He is 6 red, 7 yellow. I'm running Skirmisher on him, level 2 blue ISO. I like Skirmisher. Yes, he removes 3 positive effects with his basic, but now when he's either going to leave vulnerables out there or he's going to use that vulnerable and remove more positive effects on top of that. That's why I like him. I know some people are like, oh, you need a striker. No, really, you really don't. He only assists on the Spider-Gwen's special, which you don't use that often enough to justify making him a striker. And that little bit of extra damage, he puts out good damage as is. I haven't really seen a need for it. And I think once we have the full Web Warriors team, this one will probably be the most replaceable. From what I've seen so far. I don't have any T4s into them. I don't think any are really worth it, except maybe this to get the additional 3 targets with Disrupted. So the other characters I brought into this video, I'm using Anti-Venom with them. He's gear 15, level 80, 6'6", blue level ISO 3 striker. All the T4s into Anti-Venom. If you already have your symbiotes built like this, yes, of course, you can use them with the Web Warriors. And the other symbiote, who's probably the only symbiote really worth investing high into, like gear 15, gear 16, if you haven't already done so, is this one, Symbiote Spider-Man. I have all but the special T4 here on my 5 red, 7 yellow Spider-Man. I think actually with this team, this T4 might be useful. Instead of going from a 50% chance to bleed, you're always applying a bleed. Those extra bleeds with his passive means that's an extra little bit of healing that happens to you. Because every time you apply a debuff, he heals. And it's because of his passive that I think he'll still remain relevant, and he could be a great character for Dark Dimension 5 with some of the web warriors. And that's because of the Hero Spider-Verse getting 3% of his max health whenever a negative effect is applied. Alright, and there's one other character I did bring into these videos when I'm doing the Alpha Raid, and that is my Shang-Chi. Blue level ISO 2 Raider, 5 red, 6 yellow on this guy. All the T4s except for his basic. Great character, he's a level 75 gear 14. I am thinking I will be bringing him to Dark Dimension 5 as well. If you haven't seen my other videos, my current plan for Dark Dimension 5, I am planning on bringing my Ghost Spider, my Spider-Man, my Symbiote Spider-Man, my Shang-Chi, and then one of the other web warriors. Not Miles, most likely. It would either be Scarlet Spider or Spider-Punk. I'm not really sure yet. Of course, the Scarlet Spider doing the heals is quite tempting. But Spider-Punk also removes the heal block, so he's another one when you crit. He makes the web warrior allies remove heal block, so he's another possibility. I don't think Miles is really going to be it. I think, depending on how this Ghost Spider, I believe it's her passive, yes. This character has 4 more. If this 4 more allies if she's including herself as an ally, and we can replace one character, it's probably going to be Miles, and you're probably going to replace him with Symbiote Spider-Man. Give you a little bit extra healing, just a little bit better overall kit, maybe. Hard to say right now, until we actually get our hands onto Spider-Punk and Scarlet Spider. So, yeah, back to what I was saying. The reason why I'm bringing those particular characters into Dark Dimension 3 is Ghost Spider's Alien Spores, Symbiote Spider-Man is Alien Spores. Of course, Spider-Man is Oz Formula. Whoever the other Web Warrior character I bring in is going to be Oz Formula. That's 2 and 2. And then if you bring Shang-Chi in, he uses that molecular cloth. It would be a lot cheaper to bring in. And in Dark Dimension 3, I already tried a basic team like that, using Miles even, and they did very well. I do plan on, once I get these characters up to level 80, gear 15, I will try them out as well. I don't know when that's going to be, because I don't really have plans on bringing Miles to gear 15. I don't want to waste Oz Formula on him. So with all this being said, this is a very long intro. Let's actually go and start looking at the gameplay. Alright, this is the first node in Doom 2.0 with the Web Warriors plus Spider-Man and Anti-Venom. First thing I did was put out the Disrupt onto Strife, since we know he'll taunt. I used Spider-Gwen's special to immediately put the ability block on Emma so she can't clear off our debuffs that we put out there. Using Spider-Man there to get some defense downs out. Using Symbiote Spider-Man then to extend those debuffs. Grabbing some buffs for Anti-Venom and Symbiote Spider-Man. Rewinding the turn meter on Emma, this keeping her under control. Able to kill Ghost very quickly, even though that 3 of these characters are gear 14 level 75. Still handling Doom 2.0 very easily. Got the stun on Wanda, takes away her turn essentially. Just working on that Emma. Alright, Emma's gone, Scarlet Witch is gone. Using Spider-Gwen's ultimate there. Does a lot of damage, gets all those debuffs of Strife over to everybody else, I should say. One of the mistakes here I made was not going after Black Bolt harder. As you'll see, he'll end up killing Miles. I've noticed that even though he has a blind now, Black Bolt still has that ability where he always hits. Doesn't miss ever. So one of the things I did learn is go after Black Bolt very quickly. The Elsas really don't pose a much of a problem, even though that you have a lot of the dodging with the Web Warriors. Sorry about that. You can see they're just putting out a ton of damage, getting through these characters really easily. I have a pretty built-out symbiote team, right around 700,000. There you go. There's the Black Bolt killing Miles off. I just rezzed him later on. But my symbiotes can't get through these nodes as this quick. The Web Warriors do put out quite a bit of damage for what they are. And there you go. There's the first node. And now on to the second. I brought Miles back with heals. So I was trying to figure out what to do with this one. I ended up slowing Zemo, just to give us a little bit of relief from him. I play this pretty slow because I'm trying to figure out how to play this team even. I see Crossbones getting his taunt off. Spider-Man dodging Graviton there. Zemo finally going. You can see the reason why I think Spider-Gwen's nice is because she's constantly throwing out those retaliation type thing moves like Whole Obsidian. We got the blind on Crossbones just as he goes to detonate. Trying to work on Phyla-Vell a little bit because we don't want her clearing off the debuffs. Stunning Zemo. Thankfully I have Skirmisher on Symbiote Spider-Man, so it also cleared his buffs because he already had a vulnerable. Miles, then we get the drops of Bishop, Moon Knight, and White Tiger. Still trying to keep Phyla-Vell under control. The Bishop taunt is quite annoying, but we got through it. I got the other two Phyla-Vells now that we killed one. But need to get Moon Knight under control. Yeah, Moon Knight's got the blind. Thanks to Spider-Gwen's basic there. That was the value of bringing Miles, is now that you can apply blinds if they have slow. And you're pretty much going to have slow pretty much most of the time on a character. So with Miles, I had a chance here to rewind some Tremere on Phyla-Vell, so less chance of her clearing debuffs. I stunned the other one with Spider-Man. Cable was almost dead, so that's why I kind of worked on him a little bit. I wanted to get the blind back onto Moon Knight, just so he can't do anything to us. Bishop is gone now, as is Cable, and Kingpin brings out his two little minions, and you just get rid of them very easily. Put some damage out into Phyla-Vell, blinding her also. Removing those debuffs for buffs, with Miles. Unfortunately, the other Phyla-Vell did get to go off and removed our debuffs. Stunning Moon Knight now, keep him under control. Don't want him wrecking our day. Do have to speed up a little bit because running out of time here. Using the ultimate, spreading out those debuffs. Killed one of the Phyla-Vells with that, actually. You can see how hard Miles can hit. Hitting for over 100k. Kingpin is gone. And just finishing up by knocking out White Tiger. And there she goes. So that's the end of node 2. And this is the bio boss node in Doom, the third node. We ability block Doom with Spider-Gwen. Stunning Coulson so he can't do any of his stuff like turn back our Trin Reader or put taunt on somebody. I forget how Coulson's kit works. Continue to work on Doom though. We do have the ability block on him. I'm going to turn meter rewind him as well. And put a blind on him. Just really focusing on him. Want to get him down. Continue to focus him. Does have a lot of hit points. This will grab some buffs. Ends up putting Symbiote Spider-Man under Invis because he had blind. That's the opposite. Invisibility. See, Coulson got off there. Thanks to Skirmisher and Spider-Man, remove the taunt from Red Guardian. I'm going to put a Disrupt on him with Miles. And Doom is almost dead. He never can get his ultimate off at all. Spreading those debuffs to everybody. Stunning Kestrel. See, the team is very quick because of all the dodges they do. They're just a fast team overall. And we got rid of Vision already. I want to keep Sharon Carter under control because of her ability block plus her stun. Trying to decide who to hit there. End up rewinding Kestrel's turn meter. Keeps her under that stun. Extending that stun so Kestrel's pretty well neutralized now. Going after rescue since she's pretty low. Wanted to get a vulnerable out on Black Bolt. And there goes rescue. Captain Sam is very tanky, very hard to land any kind of debuffs on. Getting a defense down and a slow on Black Bolt. Now we got the blind on Black Bolt. That means we can go back to Kestrel a little bit. Try to knock her down as much as I can. I was having problems deciding who to go after all the time. This was the first time playing this team on this node. And Kestrel's finally down. Remove the buffs off of Black Bolt. There was Spider-Man originally. But we're still having to deal with Captain Sam. Getting some healing. You can see there's the ability block from Sharon. End up killing Red Guardian. And now we have the drops of Rescue, Coulson, Gamora. Running out of time. I do time out on this node, but we don't lose anybody. I just came in here and double tapped it very easily. As I get more experience with this, I imagine I can one-shot it. Just getting used to the team. So. There we go. We're just stunning Sharon. Trying to do things as quick as possible. Try to get something down. Make the cleanup a little bit easier. We did get rid of Sharon barely. As you can see, there's the timeout. And here we go back in here. Gonna clean this up now. Just tapping this node. Trying to decide who to hit, what to do. I tried to ability block Captain Sam, but that didn't work. He got his taunt off. We have to deal with that. Nice thing is Miles can strip those buffs away. And of course Rescue removes our debuffs. And Captain Sam given the turn meter. There goes Coulson. Miles actually did land a disrupt on Captain Sam. And Spider-Man actually got a stun. There's another ultimate from Spider-Gwen. I think all those debuffs out there. You get to extend them all. Killed Coulson. Killed Rescue. Gamora dies. So no real problems in Doom Raid at all using this team, at least on the Doom 2.0 difficulty. Very easy team. Like I said, there's 3 of them at level 75 gear 14. No problems whatsoever. Alright, and here's some Alpha gameplay. This is Alpha 4.3 with the Web Warriors. I replaced Anti-Venom with Shang-Chi here, because I can. This might be my future DD5 team for City nodes. As you're going to see here, they have no problems really in Alpha 4.3 at all. Combined with Shang-Chi doing a ton of damage. They're just ripping right through this node. And Shang-Chi's only gear 14 level 75 as well. Actually got a blind on JJ there, which is quite difficult to do normally. See, absolutely no problem on this node in 4.3 at all. Alright, here's some more 4.3 alpha. This is the node with the mercs. Just keep him, this bullseye can actually do some damage, so we gotta get rid of him quick. Shang-Chi doing a ton of damage. Actually, I run into problems with 4.3 that I can't get the debuffs out there quick enough to make really good use of Spider-Gwen's ultimate. And the character Mulligans just die so quickly. So we're not even a minute in. So already a minute in and already got 6 out of 10 mobs killed. Going through this very quickly on 4.3. There goes Kingpin. Deadpool reviving himself. Didn't matter now. Down to just the 2 Mark Riot guards. Well, that does it for that node. Very easy time there, but here comes the hardest node I think in all of the city. The one with Ms. Marvel and the Defenders. I tried to ability block Daredevil, but of course he dodged. I do get Ms. Marvel stunned with Spider-Man, but the other Daredevil just easily kills out my Shang-Chi, leaving me with just 4 characters. But even with 4 characters, I am able to take this node out. There you go, there's Spider-Man. Killed off of Spider-Man already. Normally I'd go after Ms. Marvel first to get her down, but I ended up killing the Spider-Man. There goes Ms. Marvel. Trying to get the Devos out there, but Spider-Man and Daredevil are too busy dodging. And Jessica Jones has high resistance. And here comes the Luke Cage and 2 Iron Fists. Those Iron Fists can one-shot your characters when they get their ultimate off, if I remember correctly, on Iron Fist. Taking the opportunity to put a blind out there on one of the Iron Fists. Got a stun actually on Jessica Jones thanks to Spider-Man. There you can see there was the big hit. He could have taken Spider-Man out there, but he was blinded. Turn rewind on Luke Cage so he can't put defense up out or taunt. And there's rid of one of the Iron Fists. Get the disrupt out in Luke Cage. Killed the other Iron Fist. All that's left now is a Jessica Jones and a Luke Cage. So even with losing that Shang-Chi right at the beginning, it ended up not mattering. These Web Warriors are strong enough that you can just get right through it. As long as you have somebody to heal, which is what Spider-Man's doing for them. Okay, next node. This is the Hand Merc node. I try to keep Hand Archer under control because I don't want him removing our debuffs, or buffs, sorry. I always get those two confused for some odd reason. Keep Bullseye stunned. Probably should just call Bullseye Dollar Store Black Bolt. This is another node that we don't have no problems with again. The Web Warriors just put out quite a bit of damage. See, Spider-Man, even on her ultimate, it does quite a bit of damage. She did like 200 some K on one hit there. Good old Nobu and his reviving Kingpin when he died. This node, no problems whatsoever. Just tearing through it. I brought Anti-Venom in to replace Shang-Chi. Nobu got his summons out. Just kill them off easily. And this node's an easy one victory. And this is the final city-only node. Now this is a node with my symbiotes. I have had timeouts on. It's just these they have a lot of hit points. Needs to do a lot of damage to take them all out. Plus you have that Minerva who can res and heal. Doesn't help out. There goes Minerva. Ability blocked Minerva. Actually took her down to the red. I stunned the Royal Guard there because he was about to taunt. Ended up killing Minerva. Ronan getting his little ads out. Just gotta kill him off. Those Reapers put out the heal blocks. Miles goes under stealth, thanks to Spider-Gwen. Getting rid of the Graviton. There's the taunt. Oh, because we have Skirmisher, it goes off, thanks to Symbiote Spider-Man. Getting the vulnerable up on Ronan, plus removing some buffs. Able to get the blind out there to spread around. Just trying to take down these Kree Reapers. There goes one. See, these mobs just have tons of hit points, and we're about 2 minutes in. I want to get into the second wave. Yep, a couple more, the Thanos and Graviton. Ability blocking Captain Marvel, so she can't just blast us. It's dealt with the Korath stuff. Ronan's gone. Oh. Getting some slows and defense downs out there. Almost have Captain Marvel dead. There she goes. Stunning Graviton so he can't stun us, essentially. Getting some heals out with Anti-Venom. Still have that one Reaper left. We still have the Thanos. We got a Nebula hanging there. And Kree Oracle, I believe it is. Got another Reaper, another Korath. Basics there. Stripping that speed up off of Korath. Getting rid of the Oracle. Just doing a ton of damage with Spider-Gwen. She took a bunch of characters into the yellow there. There goes Korath. So for a node I used to time out on and had problems clearing right at the wire. We still have like a minute left and we're down to the last 3. Blinding Thanos there. And we're rid of Thanos. Pretty good first time through. Not the quickest, but I'm sure I'll get better at it. And that does it for this video. So until next time, I hope you enjoyed.